guys, it's Chastity Andrea. I'm back with another video, and I actually wanted to do a video talking about something that I think a lot of people can benefit from if you are in your 20s, early, mid, or late. And I feel like this was just on my mind and on my heart to talk about because I'm actually about to close my 20s chapter in July of this year, 2025. So, July 20th is my birthday. I'm a Cancer. Shout out to the Cancers. But I'll be 30 in July. So, this video is actually called The End of My 20s. And I just want to talk about what I've learned. And I didn't even write nothing down. So literally, I'm just going to reflect on my 20s and important little things that I've learned, or maybe big important things that I've learned in my 20s will very much prepare me for my 30s. What you want now may not be what you want later, or the things that you care about or are interested in now may not necessarily be the case later on in life. I remember when I was in my earlier 20s and I thought I wanted to model and be in the entertainment industry. Absolutely not. I did do an internship with PR and magazines and stuff like that, and that just let me know I'm not really for all that. It's just a lot, and it's a lot of people, a lot of smoke and mirrors, people who want to be important, people who are trying to fake it till they make it. But in my later 20s, I'm 29, I don't care about none of that. I know I'm pretty. I don't have to be a model. Now, if somebody want to pay me to do a campaign shoot or to do a little 1-2 or even a 3-4 for a check, model wise, professionally, I'm not going to turn that down. As far as just aspiring for that, I don't care about that. So, what you care about now, you may not care about later. Also, it's okay to outgrow people. The people that you started with may not be the people that you end with, or the people that you're close with now, you may not necessarily be close later on. And that's because people grow in different directions, and which ties back into the first thing, your interests may not align with their interests, if that makes sense. So you could still be cool with somebody that you were once super close with, but don't expect to be ace boon coons with everybody. And it's not even, you can't even maintain that many friendships. It's not enough time in the day, and then you're not going to have enough time to just talk to people every day. People have a lot of things going on, which ties into the next thing. Everybody's journey is going to be different. So for me, a lot of my friends have kids in serious relationships or married or engaged, whereas you could be the one friend like me who doesn't have any kids, not married, not engaged, but we're all the same age, and that's fine. Everybody's timeline does not have to look the same. So if you're like, oh my gosh, time is just going by, I don't have any kids, I don't have a man, I don't have this, people are buying houses. So it's like, shameless plug, hold on, if you're looking to buy a house, I am a realtor, so let me know. But sidebar. Anyways, people are buying houses, people are buying their first house, whatever. It's like everybody doesn't have to buy a house at the same age. Everybody doesn't have to get married at the same age or have a kid. So don't be so concerned about what everybody else is doing in their personal lives if it doesn't necessarily match what you're doing. Like, the subject matter of kids is not a joke. Don't be trying to have no kid because you see your friends having kids. Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like personal growth is a huge thing that I've very much learned in my 20s. Things that trigger me, you need to learn your triggers. You need to point out your flaws to yourself so that you can work on that. And I feel like for me, that's something I've been working on. My flaws and my trigger points is very, very hard to unlearn patterns and behaviors. So I think that's something that you should start early. Start working on that early, because the older you get, the harder it is to undo that stuff. So I would say find somewhere that you can work on personally and try to fix that, because saying that's just how I am and y'all know how I am, eh, people, like, the older you get, the lower your tolerance is for shenanigans and BS. So people may not want to be your friend anymore if you're just going around stuck in your ways that are negative and toxic. I don't know everybody's spiritual orientation, but I would say get closer to God, because life is hard. Life is so hard at times. And you're like, oh, I'm a good person. Why is this happening to me? Why this? Why me? And then, like, friends start passing away at a young age. Like, not a whole lot of them, but like random people start like just randomly passing away, and it just gets scary. Or people's parents pass away. It's very scary. It's very scary. So I would say you just get close to God, because life can start to get a little scary, and then you go through these different challenges with your finances and your career and certain decisions and changes you need to make that will affect you long term. So you need some sort of guidance. If you can afford a mentor, a therapist, anything like that, I would say get that as well. But some sort of like spiritual or religious foundation definitely can carry you along the way, because there's so many mental hurdles that you're going to go through from the time you're 19, 20 to 29. You're not even going to be the same person. So if you are the same exact person that you were at the end of your 20s when you were in your early 20s, then you haven't had much personal growth, and that's not good, because you're going to get even older, and down the line you're going to be like, dang, why do I feel stuck? Which you're going to go through periods of time where you feel stuck. That's another thing. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, then congratulations. But for a lot of people feeling stuck or confused in life, it's going to happen. And you have to kind of tap in to like your natural abilities, things that you like to do, things that you don't like to do. This may not apply to everybody, but I think this is important. Being single is important. Have a period of time in your 20s where you're single. That's my personal opinion, because you get to spend time with yourself. Like I said, personal growth, spiritual growth, mental health, figuring out what you like and what you don't like, what you need to work on, so that when you encounter somebody, you're like, okay, I noticed that this is a trigger for me, or I notice I have a tendency to do this and that. And just to have your own space, like have your own personal space, have your own freedom to do what you want to do. You don't have to worry about asking nobody nothing, or nobody asking you anything. I think it's very important. Just take that time to yourself to be single, and just enjoy your own company and your friends, and travel. Oh, that's another thing. Travel, honey. Like, I don't do cruises. It's not on my bucket list to go on a cruise. I don't ever have to go on a cruise. But as far as traveling abroad, I'm going to do that every single last time, because that's just how I am. So I would suggest travel. Use your 20s to travel. Most of us are in our physical prime in our 20s. That's the youngest you're ever going to be as an adult. You may not have a lot of money. 20s, okay, we're going to get to that in a second. But you may not have a lot of money, but this is probably the most free you're going to be if you don't have kids and things like that yet. Travel, see the world, like get well-rounded. Don't just stay in your hometown, or don't just travel domestically. And like, I started in the Caribbean, so just maybe go to Jamaica, go to Mexico. Just start small and then keep going further and further, and just exposing yourself to the world to see other things in life, and it'll change your perspective and broaden your horizons on things. Try new foods. Please don't be the chicken tender and fries person. Everywhere you go, you want chicken tenders and fries. Like, try some sushi. Try some yellowtail. Try that steak. Try something else other than chicken wings, chicken tenders, and fries, and shrimp, please. Okay? Like, just try it so that you can know, okay, I don't like this, I do like that. Just broaden your palate, please. Give your friends grace, but don't let them disrespect you. It's a difference between, okay, this is a petty argument, or they did something I don't like, because you're going to do something that they don't like. So give them grace on that, but don't let it get too crazy. Like, you're not going to be talking to me sideways and talking to me like I'm one of these little heifers off the streets and talking to me crazy. But friends, you're going to fall out with your friends. You're going to fall out with your friends. It shouldn't be a every day, every other day, every other week type thing. But if it happens, it happens, and you should be able to move past it. You shouldn't be ready to fight your friends. It should never get to tussling. Don't tussle with your friends. If you're tussling, like actually tussling with your friends, don't even worry about it. Just pack that friendship up and hang it up. Don't be getting into it with your man, your friends, your family on social media. Like, don't be subtweeting and or adding each other where y'all just have each other's phone number and you could just talk on the phone or text. Like, when it gets to social media and you're arguing with your friends on social media, it's kind of like, skirt. What are we doing? Do we need to go ahead and press delete on this friendship? Because we can. That's kind of how you get towards the end of your 20s. You're like, we can actually not be friends. Like, we can actually not be friends anymore. So I would say, don't argue with nobody that you care about on social media, because that's the end of that right then and there. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I did want to go off the dome, but I feel like I got too many nuggets. Feelings are temporary. Sometimes they stay a while, sometimes they leave and come back, but at the end of the day, feelings are temporary. So, however you may feel in that moment, don't react off of feelings. You need to react off of facts. Look at the facts, because it's a lot of people that's dead and in jail because they made a permanent decision off of a temporary feeling. It's a lot of people that don't like their baby mom or their baby dad because they had a kid, something that's very, very permanent, with somebody that was temporary, because that's not their person. They should never had a kid with them. So I would say, just understand that feelings are just that, and they're not facts. Facts are facts. People know exactly what they're doing. When people try to play crazy, like, oh, I didn't, oh, really? Yeah. Just know that's BS. They knew exactly what they were doing. Now, people may not always have malicious intentions behind what they're doing, but they definitely know what they did. And sometimes they did it just to get a reaction out of you. So don't ever just let nobody play in your face, talking about they didn't know. Like, and it has to be, okay, I didn't know I bumped into you. That could actually be like, they didn't know, or they didn't know that was your pen that they picked up, you know. But when it comes to like, oh, I didn't know that was your man, but you seen me with that man and we was holding hands, you know, like, you gotta watch that type of stuff. Relationships are not hard. Life is hard. I had already said that before. So being with somebody that you want to be with should not be hard. If it is, somebody's making it hard, whether it's you or them or both of y'all. So just know that relationships are not hard. Life is hard. That's what you can't control. You can't control life. Life is based off your decisions and God and like just other stuff that you're not always able to control. But being in a relationship, do you want to be with them? Do they want to be with you? If the answer is yes, y'all both got to act like it. Because if not, then somebody's lying. Somebody's making it harder than what it needs to be. Proximity is very important. Have you read something on the news before where it was like, oh, so and so, an innocent bystander, and then boom, something unfortunate happens to the innocent bystander? Wrong place, wrong time. I know we've all heard wrong place, wrong time. we can't always control like being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but sometimes we can. Stop going to parties in the hood. Some people love hood stuff. I love a good ratchet song and a good nice semi-urban lounge, but don't be hanging out in the hood and then wonder why hood stuff is happening. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about if you grew up in the hood, you can't control where you grew up. I'm talking you're 22, you're 21, and you're hanging out with your hood boyfriend and his hood cousins, and you wonder why you was in the middle of a shootout. That's because you're in the hood doing hood activity. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Proximity is important. Surround yourself with people who have things to lose, and people who are smarter than you and have more than you and care about your well-being, or just care to, put you on game. That's what I mean by proximity. And it could go the other way too. Like, distance yourself or run the other way from people who are negative, always down and out because of their own choices, and just doing horrible things and making horrible decisions because you're next, good or bad. Like, if you're around somebody that's up and up and they putting people on game, they making money and they making moves, you're likely next. But if you're around hoodlums doing hood rat stuff, you're likely next. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. And that hood stuff, having a hood boyfriend is not cute. It's not cute. It's not even cute on TikTok. It's not cute on the internet. It's funny, like hee hee ha ha, like not real life, but like it's funny for like hee hee ha ha. But like, please stop with the hood boyfriends. Oh, this my fave. Is that our dog barking? This my favorite saying right here. I would rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. Let that sink in. I would rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. You want to know why? Because if I'm mad, I'm losing sleep, or my energy's off, or I'm irritated, or I'm anxious, or like I can't think, I can't concentrate, or I really feel like I need to get it off my chest towards you. And meanwhile, you're sleeping just fine and you're on to the next thing. Like, you're having a good day. Me, I'm messed up because I'm mad. So I need to choose my inner peace and choose my sanity. So I need to make decisions that if it ends up with you being mad at me, I'm fine. I still get my rest. But it don't need to be me mad at you and you fine. You see what I'm saying? So like, if somebody asks to borrow $400 and they're a good friend of yours, and you just don't feel like having $400 tied up in the air with nobody and begging nobody to pay you $400 back, just tell them no. Just go ahead, tell them no. Just tell them no. And if they're mad at you, oh well, think about it. Wouldn't you rather them be mad at you for telling them no versus you be mad at them that it's been 12 weeks and you still haven't gotten your $400 back? You see how that goes? Like, so I would rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. You see what I'm saying? No is a full sentence. If I say no, if I say I don't want to, I don't have to explain anything to anyone because I'm the only one that pay my bills. Don't explain yourself to nobody that does not pay your bills. Okay? Even if they give you money, you still don't have to explain yourself to people that give you money. Literally only explain yourself to the people that pay your bills. If it's only you, then that sounds like you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Okay? That's me. I don't have to explain myself. So if I don't want to, if I said no, please believe me the first time. I don't need convincing. I don't need peer pressure. I don't need none of that. Just go with it when I said it nicely the first time. Because after that, I don't know how much more nice I can be after I have to try to get you to feel me after I already said no. You see what I'm saying? So just realize that you don't have to explain yourself. And no, or I don't want to, that's enough right then and there. Money isn't everything, but it's damn sure something. Okay? So don't let people try to trick you into feeling like, well, money and he ain't gotta have it. Skirt. Let's stop right there. If money wasn't everything, we wouldn't have to be accountable for paying bills. We have to pay bills, and you don't want to just live to be only able to pay your bills and not do nothing else in life. So you got to have this, what they call it, disposable income. So yeah, money matters. Like, let's cut it out. Let's cut it out. Like, nobody wants to struggle. Like I said, life is already hard. Unfortunate things happen to people every day. So why add like hardship on top of that, you know? So money is something. It's not, you shouldn't worship money and be like, oh, this money. But like, yeah, you need money as an adult. And you need more than enough money. So you're going to have to figure out, what can I do so where I can have more than enough money, where I can be okay and pay my bills and like do what I want to do. So don't let people, if you got somebody in your life, be like, money isn't everything. It ain't, but it's something. It's a whole lot of something, very much something, okay? Don't take things personal, even from those that you know personally. That's a big one. That's a big one. Because people are going to let you down, and people are going to hurt your feelings, and you're going to let someone down, and you're going to hurt someone's feelings. Hopefully not intentionally, but it's going to happen because we're all flawed and we're all human. So you need to consider that when you are getting your hopes up with people. And I know it's hard. Like, I still do it. I still get my hopes up. But you should try not to, because if they disappoint you, or when they disappoint you, whatever, it's gonna like suck. So just don't even get your hopes up. Like, don't be negative, but just don't even have any expectations of anybody, but definitely observe their behavior, and then you can draw a conclusion from that point after seeing how things go. But don't be thinking, oh, I thought this and that, or why would you do this and that? Because people are people, you included. Don't be afraid to part ways with something that you need to part ways with. Because if you hold on to something too long, it's going to end itself. And if it ends itself, it might just be like really ugly, really bad. So if you kind of feel it in your gut, or you just feel like, no, it's just real bad, like really toxic, or somebody's getting hurt, or a family member that's really whatever. It's gray areas with that, but sometimes it's very black and white depending on how bad the situation is. But don't be afraid to part ways with a job, with a friend, with a family member, with a significant other, bad habits, just anything. Don't be holding on to like old dirty t-shirts. You do need one raggedy shirt for when you dye your hair, or like, you know, when something is about to get dirty. But don't be having a whole bunch of raggedy old clothes. Throw them clothes out. For real. Get rid of that dude that, I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not even gonna go into it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You'll be surprised what's on the other side of letting go of something that you should have let go of. And I'm going through that right now with nothing like personal, but it's just time to pivot. It's time to pivot. You gotta know when to pivot. I feel like that's a good one to end it on. I'm gonna end it on that. I said, sometimes holding on is costing you more time and happiness than parting ways does. I'm really cold with it. I'm really cold with it. So I'm gonna end it on that note. Know when to pivot. Keep that in your noggin. Keep it in the front, not even the back, but the front. And follow me on social media at Chastity_Andrea on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. I want to give y'all my TikTok so bad, but I'm scared it's gonna get shut down. So I'm like, at this point, whatever. But I am on TikTok. I think it's Chastity_Andrea 8. I don't really know, but yeah. Oh, y'all want to know what I never do in my videos that I need to do? Like, comment, and subscribe. That's what I need to start telling y'all. So like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back. I think my next video is probably gonna be like maintenance for vacation, because I'm about to go to Costa Rica. So I'm definitely gonna be uploading my Costa Rica travel stuff and my like my maintenance and packing. I don't know if I'm gonna do packing. I'm exhausted, but I am gonna do my wardrobe. I think I'm gonna upload my wardrobe for what I'm wearing in Costa Rica.